You know, they always tell you not to get too attached to characters in a show like Stranger Things. But come on, how can you not? Hawkins isn't just some town overrun by monsters from another dimension. It's a place where friendships are practically forged in hellfire, where everyday people find this incredible courage they never knew they had, and where loss is always just there, hanging over everyone. So, we're about to rip off that emotional band-aid, aren't we? We're going to look back at those moments that absolutely wrecked us. The goodbyes that felt way too real. These aren't just clever plot twists. They're the echoes of sacrifice, of innocence shattered, and the brutal, honest price of fighting the darkness. Alright, kicking off our list at number 10, we've got a death that's, well, it's complicated, isn't it? Dr. Martin Brenner. Papa, the guy who basically engineered Eleven's trauma. A seriously manipulative and cruel scientist. Yet, when he finally bit the dust in season 4, it brought this weird sense of closure. As he was lying there, dying, begging for 11 to understand him, showing that twisted kind of affection, it didn't exactly make us cry for him, but it definitely threw a spotlight on the deep, painful mess of their relationship. His death meant 11 could finally, hopefully, cut ties with her abuser, but it also just hammered home the scars he left behind. For some, it was justice, long overdue. For others, it was just a grim reminder of the cycle of pain he created, leaving behind more of a complicated aftertaste than simple sadness. Coming in at number 9 is a character who honestly made a pretty big splash in a short amount of time. Agent Harmon. Remember him from season 4? He was tasked with protecting Jonathan, Will, and Mike. At first, you might have thought, oh, just another government suit. But when their safe house got ambushed, he didn't even blink. He fought like a lion, taking bullet after bullet to make sure the boys got away. His last words, telling Mike to tell her I didn't run, man, that was some unexpected bravery right there. It was a brutal, sudden shock, reminding us of the very real human cost for anyone caught up in the chaos around 11 and the government's manhunt. And for the boys, it was another harsh lesson in just how dangerous their world was becoming. Our number 8 spot goes to one of the show's very first gut punches, Benny Hammond, the kind-hearted owner of Benny's Burgers, the guy who found a terrified, silent 11 back in season 1. Benny gave her food, showed her kindness, a safe spot. He even called social services, trying to do the right thing. For a hot minute, he was this little beacon of pure goodness. And then, just like that, he was gone, murdered by Connie Fraser and those Hawkins lab agents to cover their tracks. Benny's death was shocking because it was so quick and cruel. It immediately showed us how ruthless 11's pursuers were, and that, in Hawkins, sometimes no good deed goes unpunished. It really set a grim mood for all the dangers that were still to come. The death that really kicks off all the horror in season 4, Chrissy Cunningham, takes our 7th spot. We didn't know Chrissy for long, did we? The popular cheerleader, haunted by Vecna's awful visions, her vulnerability, her secret struggles with her mom's expectations, and that hesitant, almost sweet connection she was starting to make with Eddie Munson in the woods. It just made you feel for her instantly. And then came that horrifying, bone-snapping end in Eddie's trailer. It wasn't just how gruesome it was. It was the sheer theft of potential. The potential for a new friendship, for some healing, and for Chrissy to maybe find a little peace. Her death was a brutal trigger for the season's chaos, tragically painting Eddie as a killer and sending Hawkins spiraling into that whole satanic panic. Pure, unadulterated heartbreak lands at number 6 with Alexei. Oh, Alexei, the sweet, cherry, Slurpee-loving Russian scientist from season 3. Kidnapped and forced to work on the Soviets' upside-down gate, Alexei somehow found this unlikely friendship with Murray Bauman and Joyce Byers. His almost childlike innocence, that infectious joy when he won the Woody Woodpecker Prize at the Hawkins Fun Fair, it was impossible not to absolutely adore him. Which, of course, made his sudden, senseless murder by Grigori, right in that moment of pure happiness, all the more devastating. He was this total fish out of water who just wanted to be free and enjoy America's sugary treats. His death was such a cruel thud back to reality, showing that even the lighthearted moments could be snuffed out in a second. What about Barb? Man, that became a rallying cry for fans, and for a really good reason. At number 5, we remember Barbara Holland. Nancy Wheeler's loyal, sensible best friend in Season 1, Barb was the classic concerned wing woman, dragged to Steve Harrington's party totally against her better judgment. While Nancy was upstairs, Barb was left alone by the pool, nursing that cut on her hand, only to be snatched by the Demogorgon. What made Barb's death so heartbreaking wasn't just her innocence, but the way it felt like everyone almost forgot her. Everyone, except Nancy, that is. Her parents clung to hope, but the town just sort of moved on. It was Nancy's guilt and sheer determination that eventually brought a tiny bit of justice for Barb, but losing this down-to-earth, relatable friend, that stung. It stung a lot of us. Number 4 is a death that, okay, technically, and hopefully temporarily, got reversed, but it delivered one of the most harrowing, emotionally shattering sequences in the entire show, Max Mayfield. In the Season 4 finale, Max bravely used herself as bait for Vecna. We all watched, hearts absolutely pounding, as he started to take her, her bones snapping, her eyes clouding over. Lucas Sinclair's desperate, agonized screams as he held her broken body, her heart having stopped for over a minute, it was almost too much to bear. 11 managed to restart her heart, thank God. But Max was left blind, with broken limbs, and in a coma, her consciousness terrifyingly gone. The trauma inflicted on Max, and the sheer grief and guilt eating away at Lucas and 11, make this an exceptionally cruel fate. We're all just anxiously waiting for her to wake up, aren't we? Breaking into our top 3 is Billy Hargrove. When he first showed up, he was this violent, racist bully, the kind of antagonist you just love to hate. But Season 3 started peeling back those layers, didn't it? We saw the abused kid underneath that monstrous exterior, even before the Mind Flayer got its disgusting hooks into him. His whole journey came to a head in the Battle of Starcourt. Possessed, used as the Mind Flayer's physical weapon, 11 somehow managed to reach that tiny flicker of humanity left inside him by reminding him of his mom. In his final moments, Billy actually defied the Mind Flayer, sacrificing himself to save 11, Max, and everyone else. Seeing Max cradling her dying stepbrother, the guy who'd often tormented her but was still, in the end, family, that was profoundly tragic. He bought his redemption, but man, it cost him everything. Oh, Bob Newby, superhero. Our number 2 most heartbreaking death. Joyce's new boyfriend in Season 2 was just everything good and pure. He was kind, a little dorky, incredibly smart, and so unfailingly optimistic. Bob Newby, founder of the Hawkins Middle AV Club, a puzzle master who just wanted to give Joyce and her boys a normal, happy life, maybe move to Maine. When Hawkins' lab went into total lockdown, it was Bob's quick thinking and sheer bravery that got Joyce, Will, Mike, and Hopper out. He reset the breakers, navigated those demo dog-infested halls, and he almost made it. To see him mauled by demo dogs, literally feet from safety, with Joyce watching in horror, that was an absolutely gut-wrenching, soul-crushing moment. He deserved so much better. And now, the death that, you could argue, shattered the fandom more than any other. Our number 1 most heartbreaking Stranger Things death, so far, is Eddie Munson, the eccentric, totally misunderstood leader of the Hellfire Club. Eddie was the metal-loving, D&D playing freak, who deep down wore his heart on his sleeve, no matter how much the town judged him. Accused of Chrissy's murder, he spent most of Season 4 on the run. But when it really, truly mattered, he ran towards the danger. In the Upside Down, he could have bailed. He could have saved himself. But no, he chose to be the hero he never thought he could be, shredding Master of Puppets to distract the Demobats, and then making that ultimate sacrifice, fighting them off to buy Dustin and the others more time. His final words to Dustin, "I didn't run this time, right? And I think it's my year, Henderson. I think it's finally my year." Just devastating. Dying a hero in Dustin's arms, but still seen as a villain by Hawkins. Eddie's death was a total masterclass in tragic heroism. And that's our list. What do you think? Which Stranger Things death absolutely wrecked you the most? Did we miss anyone you think really deserved a spot in this top 10? Let us know down in the comments. We genuinely want to hear your thoughts. And look, if you made it through this emotional roller coaster with us, maybe give this video a like. And if you're into more deep dives into your favorite shows, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you don't miss our next one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.